We are the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence, revolutionizing intuition by training spiritually fierce women globally as qualified intuitive guides. Subscribe for the leading research and teachings on the conversation of intuition development.
Going to go live again. Apologies for this morning. I had some technical sound issues, so I'm hoping that this is a better version today. So I'm just going to wait and see if anyone comes on, if anyone can hear me. That would be great. I'll do it again. So thank you for your patience and okay. I am Sandra Amalfi and I am an intuitive health coach and trainer, intuitive intelligence trainer. And I'm here today to talk to you and share with you my origin story of what has brought me to this path. And I have been training women's physical bodies as a personal trainer for over 2 decades. And with my own body image struggles and barriers, I will be talking today about my service to train women to love and know themselves beyond their physical bodies. I do this intuitively from the inside out by changing the way that you think about your body. Because when a woman changes the way she thinks about her body, her whole world changes around her. I would firstly like to pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land which I reside of here in Australia, in Melbourne, the Wurundjeri Kulin Nation, and to honour their role as our spiritual great gatekeepers for over 60,000 years. And I would like to pay respects to their elders, past, present and future. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my teachers who have and acknowledge their work and wisdom, who have helped me get to my path today, and I am forever grateful, as there are many teachers who have helped me get to this. I cannot remember a time in my life where, from a very young age, probably from the age of 11 or 12, where I wasn't on a diet. I can't remember a time where I woke up in the morning and didn't worry or stress about what I was going to eat or what I was going to wear. I can't remember a time where I didn't feel a heaviness. I can't remember a time, in fact, over the last 3 decades, 30 years, where I wasn't depriving, loathing, starving, harming or abusing my body. And it was such a painful and confusing time. And especially as a young girl and even an early teenager, because in spite of having opportunities, and on the outside my life seemed to be complete, and when even in my early years as a mother, I found myself in an overwhelm of sadness, an overwhelm of deep resentment for my body. And inside I was dying. I felt like I was dying. I was dying to be thin. I was dying to be thin because if I was thin, I would be accepted. If I was thin, I'd be valued. If I was thin, I'd be liked. And if I was thin, I would be seen as successful. And I spent a lot of time and a lot of money before I realized this one thing, that it had nothing to do with my body. The problem was not my body. The problem was not my weight. The problem was not my physical body. My problem was how I thought and what I thought of my body, and how I lined that up with a whole lot of stories, fears, negative thoughts, beliefs, and programs and visions that I had created in my world, in my subconscious. And these stories of my past, of all the teasing and all the bullying and all the judging of who I was as a young girl and as a woman around my body shape, these stories had become written in my body. They had become their physical equivalent. And in weight gain, in eating disorders, in adrenal fatigue, digestive issues, migraines, hormone imbalances, anxiety, and depression. These had become my new normal. They were written, these stories were written in my body. And it didn't matter what diet, what exercise, how much I fatigued my body. I became more exhausted, more disconnected, more lost, and in despair. I felt the most hopeless and helpless that I'd ever felt in my life. I was so exhausted and this overwhelm, realizing that I could possibly leave Earth and never know fully the joy of life, because I had spent more than half of it on a diet. I had never loved or honored myself and accepted my body and really truly knew who I was beyond that. And in that moment, I prayed to God. I used to say, take my body, release me from this burden, release me from these chains, release me from this entrapment in my physical body, because I cannot bear to live another day on a diet or carrying this weight. I felt broken. I felt I rather die than start another diet. And there has got to be more to life. Surely, there's got to be more to life than being on a diet. It wasn't until this very moment when I started the journey to heal this unconscious part of my mind and release these stories from my body. They were unconscious. And unless we make those stories that are unconscious, unless we are aware of them and recognize them and bring them to the surface and release them out of and reprogram and release them out of our body, they stay there and weigh us down. And in this moment where I was able to start healing this part and direct my life in another way and reprogram those beliefs and be able to distinguish what was true and what was not true, and energetically release them out of my cellular level. This is when I started to break all these programs, all these belief systems that weren't true. They were just there from something that I had formed and believed to be true from a very young age. So this allowed me to transform the way that I thought about my body, the way that I thought about my life, and then everything just started to change. Understanding that my weight was not my worth, knowing that my weight was not my success. None of that was measured. None of my success or my worth was about my body shape and size. The only thing I had become disconnected from was myself, my true self. And when I awakened to this deeper truth about myself, connected to myself beyond my physical body, connected into my heart, into my heart's wisdom, into my intuitive intelligence, this is when I was able to go on an empowering healing path, knowing and to allow that I could find my way back home to me, the truth of who I was beyond these stories and beliefs that were just completely not true. And I was able to find more passion for life, more purpose for life, and forgive myself for all those years of harming and depriving my physical body, and be able to connect and commune with my true self and in my soul, and now allow my soul to guide me to my purpose and passion in life. It gave me this inner peace and freedom that I had been longing for such a long time, for years. And that process, this weight that I had been carrying was just released without diets, without the obsessive exercise and harm to my body. As each subconscious fear, as each subconscious story and program, as I started to release those out of my subconscious, the weight started to release itself as well. And this is the service that I'm bringing into this world, to really train women to embody and embrace who they are beyond their physical body, connecting into their hearts, deep connecting into their hearts, awakening to the deeper truth of who they are beyond their identity of their physical body and all the stories that that's attached to release them from these chains and this heaviness, and to see their beauty from within, and to see all of their beauty regardless of their body shape, size, and weight. This is my service, and this is what I'm here to do, and I am so grateful and honored for this. And I thank you for being here today. I thank you for listening to me and my story. And I just want you to know that you are so much more than your body. Thank you. All my love.